Om Shanti. Good morning, all of you. Today, we are going to discuss about overcoming decision dilemmas. Basically, when we decide on something, apart from my decision, there are many questions keep going in our mind. It looks like my decision is correct or not. People will like it or not. What if I am wrong? Who will take the responsibility? How can if I am wrong, how I will proceed for a correction towards it? There are many such things which we keep thinking while taking decisions. Even just took any decision and game is not yet over. After taking decision, after deciding also, we keep thinking about what if, what not. And we have a type of thinking keep going on in our mind. There are three phases of taking a decision. One, before decision. Another, during the time of decision, when you are deciding. And the third, after decision. We'll take this session in this way: before decision, during the decision making process, and after decision. Look, uh, all these things in our life, we need to make decisions every time. I will say every moment of our life, we need to decide few things. Maybe like right from thinking for what I need to cook for lunch, I have to decide on it. And from choosing a career or choosing a life partner or deciding on relationships, anything, everything is a type of decision. And everything is as important as in my life. Why? Because every decision is added to my personality. Every decision shows my characters, and people will know you based on your decisions. Your decisions are going to become history after some time, but history is immortal, and that is how your decisions will always leave an imprint on your life. A man is known by decisions they make. So always remember, every decision, big or small, means maybe immediate or considered decision, but then also decision is going to get added in your personality. Always. You cannot take your decisions very lightly. Sometimes I have seen people saying, "Oh, I decided at that time it was like that. I took it very easy." If you decided very easily, people will take you easy. That okay, this person is not serious about their own decisions. So it is important to put a right amount of energy to your decisions. Well, let's start with, what do we mean by decisions? What is a decision? I'll show you one slide here. What is a decision? A decision is about making a choice among all available alternatives. When I decide something, I have many things. Decision means eliminating choices and going to conclusion. Eliminating choices. Remember, eliminating choices is not that easy because every choice is always attractive choice. But when you have to decide, you have to actually eliminate everything. Decision is a type of promise with a background. Promise with yourself, promise with anyone else. But it is a promise with a background. Background means there is So there are some feelings, there are some observations, there are some thoughts based on which you are deciding this. And it's a promise. When you decide something, it comes to your responsibility that now you are going to do this because you decided. You are the person to follow your decisions very first. So, this is important to understand that decision is a promise. Well, decision is not relevant universally. Maybe what I decided is not correct for you. Maybe what you have decided may not be correct for me. I'll come back to this slide again. This point need to understand little deeper that res- a decision is not relevant always. Decision need to change according to circumstances, according to time, according to beneficiary person. We cannot say this is a universal decision like universal theories. There is nothing called universal decision. Once it is decided forever. It's not possible. Every decision has to be reconsidered after every interval of time. When the time changes, when requirement changes, when beneficiary people are changed, then we have to change this our decision also. May not be changed, make some small changes in our decision. And the more open you are to keep amendment in your decisions, more right decision, you are prone to take right decisions. Prone to take right decision. That I have seen in Brahmakumaris with our dadis. They are so ready to accept changes in environment. And that is why their decisions are never painful for others. Sometimes we think that I'm taking a right decision. But if you go and browse the history, a right decision from the perspective of parents ruin the life of children. And the child, from the perspective of parents, they were correct. But from the perspective of person, the child, they become, they started making some revolt. And we have seen many father and son relationships destroyed because of one wrong decision from father. That not wrong decision, one strong decision from father, heartless decision from father. Maybe like Akbar and Jahangir, maybe like Shah Jahan or and Aurangzeb, maybe many people like Bindusara and Ashoka. There are many such kings. They try in order to comfort their children. They took some so strong decision that made their children against their parents. And there they lost everything. They lost the biggest happiness of their life. Decisions, no matter if you decided wrong for some time, it's okay. Redecide. Give a chance to yourself that you can redecide yourself again. Never make your decision impose on other that once I have decided, now this is decided. You have to follow this. If we keep going in this way in our life, we are not going to gain much in our life. Decisions we need to reconsider time to time. So, going back to the slide, decision is to reconsider, not relevant always. It has to be reconsidered with passage of time. Well, a decision is not bigger than life. If you have decided something and after your decision, it is becoming life threatening, or if it is becoming or coming on the dignity of someone, wait and change. Never show that stubbornness in your decision. You know, when we talk about decision making, we are coming on that. We need to check our priorities, our priorities. That I am very much associated to myself, or I am looking towards all the aspects of life for my decision. Of course, the decision is to lead a conclusion. I want to decide because I want to break the chain of considering and reconsider. Question at the analysis, the chain of analysis, which may make me trapped into overthinking. So I want to break that cycle of overthinking. I want to decide on it. So decision leads to a conclusion, and conclusion leads to a clarity to proceed. Thanks for this slide. These all are about the basic decisions. Now let us understand before decision, at the time of decision, after decision. Before decision, it is not a moment you have to decide, but before decision, there comes analysis. Analysis is that aspect which is best capacity of human intellect. Best capacity. Human intellect can make questions, can give answers, and gather information. Human intellect can analyze things. Sometimes overanalysis leads to overthinking. We are not going in that. But there are different ways of analysis. Analysis is, say, for example, this pen. Hmm, what do you mean analysis by this? Analysis of this pen. Analysis of this pen means I will look every side. I will look every side of this pen. I'll try this pen for every reason, not just for writing. Apart from writing, also, what is the usefulness of this pen? What are the drawbacks of this pen? How this pen can be helpful in my life? How this pen can be painful in my life? Analysis. The position which I am going to give in my life to this pen, is it worthy of that? Am I taking others' position to give this pen that decision, that position? So all these things we have to consider during analysis, before decision. You know, before decision, it is very important to look whenever we have to decide. There are two things. One is me, and another, the people my decision going to affect them. That may be me again, but that may be others also. So, to those whom I am going to affect, I need to understand whether how deep it is going to affect them. So when before decision, during the time of analysis, I have to analyze both the part of the game. I think I told you this story earlier also. I'm telling you now also. This is a story about perception. There were two parrots. They loved each other so much. The one male and one female parrot. They decided to live their life together always. And they used to fly very quick. They were very, they used to scream aloud. So they had that capacity. And that is why no other predator used to attack on these two parrots. Why? Because these two parrots were always together. They can help each other. They can scream and call each other, and so that they can fight with predators. They were living together very nicely. They had very nice means understanding with each other. One cat was there, and cat was just trying to eat these parrots because these parrots are very beautiful, fleshy, and tempting for the cat. But the cat has that problem because both of them were together all the time. Even if for some time they are separate, cat wants to attack them. Whenever cat is attacking them, they scream such a loud that another one comes and attack the cat even. And that is why cat is not able to eat this parrots, any of them. So one day, cat thought to create a difference in their life. And cat suggested one of the parrot that, there is another tree which is very beautiful, which is very leafy, which is bushy. You can make your nest over there on that tree. The trick was that tree had a type of leaves which are green from above and yellow from down. That was a type of leaf. Naturally, leaves were green from one side and yellow from another side. It so happened that this pair of parrots, they went to that tree. They liked that tree. They want to make a nest over there. They started making a nest on that tree. One parrot was sitting above that tree where the nest was being built. Another parrot was down at that tree. The parrot who was down, he saw the tree and he saw all yellow leaves. He was so scared of it, he came back to the nest saying, "Look, dear, I think this tree is going to shed all the leaves in some time. We won't be safe here. I think we should not live on this tree." Now, the she parrot who was already there on the top of the tree, she says, "Look, the whole tree is so green. I don't think it is going to shed its leaf before 3, 4 months. So I think we can stay here. I think it is a good suggestion from the cat. We can stay, and tree is pretty tall, so we can make our nest little higher. We'll be safe here." The parrot who was down, he was screaming, "No, all the leaves are yellow." The parrot who was up, she was screaming, "All the leaves are green." Both of them had difference of opinion without understanding that what he is seeing or what she is seeing, they were just believing on what they are seeing. And that is why there was a misunderstanding created, leading to separate these two parrots. Do you think this happened in our life? We decide based on misunderstandings. During the time of analysis, it is important to understand the perspective of other person. I'll take whiteboard. Okay. I think I told you this earlier also, and I'm telling now also, uh, about our thoughts. What I think, I create an aura around me, right? I think we have discussed it number of times. And my this aura is my army. This can be positive, this can be negative, anything. Whatever problem I'm facing, maybe problem of this size. If my aura is negative, I will increase my problem. Hope you remember this. I think this is discussed twice, thrice, many times, right? If my aura is negative, then I'm going to increase my problem because negative problem is negative and my energies are also negative. So I add to my problem. And so the problem which I am facing is bigger than what the problem actually is. But if my aura is positive and I collide with a problem of this size, it will get neutralized and I may face only this big problem because it has got neutralized. I think you remember this. Before decision making, you need to understand this. This is important to consider because people seeing this problem, no matter you are facing this problem, your problem is increased because of your thinking. People are seeing only this problem. The amount of energy you are actually involving, the investment of energy which you are making to solve the problem, to make a decision, is here, this big or this big. So the amount your investment is for this, but for people, they can see only this. They will come with their own perspective. They will think that the extra energy which you are spending to solve this problem, it is waste. That may be waste because they are watching this problem. Always understand this aspect. Everyone coming from their perspective. Before you decide, understand their perspective. Before we decide on anything, never decide in such a way that anyone is universally wrong. You know, we have our big ego with us. Most of the time, we think our decision is very correct from my side. Our ego doesn't allow me to see what is the right and wrong behind my decision. At that instance, spirituality can help a lot. Spiritual concepts settled in your intellect, it help you to actually analyze correctly or analyze in such a way that you can means you can see your decision may also be wrong. Your decision has a margin to improvise. Basically, I want to say for a decision making, there are a few components of soul which are involved. Number one, mind. Mind means thought power. Number two, intellect. For a decision making, I can say intellect is boss. Intellect is a boss, and intellect is going to play the key role. But still, there are few more roles. Memory. All my memories will affect my present current decision. All my memories. It is important to filter your memories time to time. It is important to forget a few things because those things which are past, gone, it is good to forget. Since 2 days in our daily discourse, it is going that way. Whatever is past is past. It is not going to come back again. Learn from it and leave it. Learn and leave the past. Do not hold on to the past because if you keep holding on, that memory is going to make an impact on this your current decision. Then fourth, heart. Heart means feelings. Every time, whenever you are going to decide, you have to decide heartfully. heartfully, not just lawfully. Because, if you decide lawfully, that decision may be a correct decision, but that may not be accurate decision. That may not giving you a satisfaction inside. So even if your decision is right, it may not be accurate. Accurate is more precise than right. Be a right decision maker, but be an accurate decision maker. Accurate decision maker always see the emotional involvement, emotional investment in the decision. And fifth, consciousness. Consciousness is your instinct. Sometimes all these things, all these four things, they come together. All are aligned. And we think like my decision is going to, it's a very nice decision. But still, there is a sound from inside. Don't do this. Wait for some time. Please don't do this. There may be a change. Wait for some time. And many a times, if you have such a experience, I do have such experiences, you find that that moment when you stop not deciding, that was the best decision you made it. Consciousness. Consciousness. Now, all these are related with spirituality. All of this. Spiritual concepts help in right decisions, in accurate decisions, basically. Number one, you know, spiritual concepts means godly wisdom. Godly wisdom, the vessel to keep godly wisdom is intellect. Intellect used to create filtration process, and the sieve size is decided by godly wisdom. So godly wisdom give you a new perspective towards life, a new um, level of saying yes and no. It makes you different in a mob. Mind, the place where all the thoughts generated, and that is how it is very important to analysis before decision. you know Analysis part, mind is very important because mind is going to generate thoughts about that subject. Mind, we know there are four types of thoughts: positive, negative, necessary, waste. The more elevated thoughts I generate, the more elevated positive thoughts I generate, more I am able to analyze rightly. So, here also spirituality is important. Whatever you are doing with your mind and intellect, it is automatically going to get collected in your memory. Memory is not directly associated with spirituality. No, memory has nothing to do with, actually, memory has nothing to do with anything, but memory has to do with everything. Anything which you do, anything which you decide, anything which you like or dislike, like and dislike is also a type of decision. So anything which you like or dislike, it is again a memory. It's a memory. And in this memory, you keep safe your past personality, your feelings. When I am a spiritual person, when I come from the core of universalness, when I come from the core of the big picture, when I am coming from the core of everyone as a soul, every individual coming from their perspective, then there is a freedom in feeling. We allow them to be what they are. This is a very big capacity. We allow them what they are. We do not um, keep such an expectation that do it according to me. Don't do it because I don't like it. It is this heartfulness, this heart factor, the feelings factor when you are meditating, when you have a practice of going in peace, when you have a practice of looking, I am a soul and they are also soul, they have their own role, then this heartful feelings become real without any selfishness, supportive to their role, and honest. So spirituality is important for right and accurate decision making, because if you want your decisions should be strong enough, but not hurting. If you want this combination, if you want a combination of a strong and loveful decision, usually people think these are opposite. But if you want this combination in your life, you have to go through with the spiritual practices in your life. There, your energy will become so strong that your strong decisions will always be loveful. Mm. So, these are a few things which I wanted to tell you about decision making. There is something more after deciding, there is something still left for decision making, and something after deciding something. All these things I'll take tomorrow. Today, we are going to make a reflection, and this reflection we'll do it tomorrow again. But I just want you to sit with a paper and pen. I just request you to sit down, settle down. Do not multitask, at least for coming 10 minutes. Please sit down. This is your self analysis. Till now, you have kept questioning on yourself. I don't know my decision was right or not. Or sometimes we feel like I am a victim of others' decision. Sometimes I feel responsibility about others to decide. Sometimes I'm not sure about myself when I'm deciding about myself. So, all these questions, I'm not going to tell you this is right decision or wrong. I'm going to give you a mirror. You know, like I cannot see my face directly. I cannot see my face. I need a mirror to see my face. If there is anything wrong with my face or my face looking very beautiful, both the things I cannot see myself. I need a mirror in front of me so that I can watch myself in that. Consciousness, spiritual consciousness, give this mirror to you. A piece of that is spiritual consciousness. I'm going to give you now. In that, you can just see about your decision. Yes. So just hold on to your feelings now. Sit straight with back straight, and try to make deep breathing for a few times, maybe two, three times. Feel about yourself comfortable. You are trying to check yourself about your decisions. So now what you have to do, think for any of your decisions in past. Try to be very calm and composed, eyes on the screen, hands on paper and pen, mind very focused. You are trying to analyze yourself. Think for one decision which you have done, which you have already done, but you are still not sure of it. Or any of the example, any decision you take, any decision. We will try to analyze that decision. Okay? Now let's start with question number 1. Check your emotional involvement in your decision. How heartfully you have decided this. Write down percentage. 10%, 20%, 50%, 90%, 95%. I, I don't write 100%. It is not. You can write 99. Check your emotional involvement in your decision. How heartfully you have decided this. What you are going to do? You are going to take one decision as experimenting material, and you are going to answer all these questions for that same decision. Okay? Check your emotional involvement in your decision. Write down the percentage. Okay, next question. Are you convinced with this decision, or are you bound to decide this? You were convinced to this, or you were bound to this? You were convinced to your decision, or you were bound to this? Right, convinced or bound. Next question. Think about profit and loss, pain and gain, growth and downfall that happened because of your decision. You are free to take your time. Take your time. Write down the answer for each aspect. What profit you gain because of this decision? What are the losses? What type of pain you underwent? Was there any growth, or there was a downfall? Maybe growth for someone and downfall for someone. So, this is the overall analysis of your decision. Write it down. I'm giving you pretty some 1 minute. Write it down. Write all the aspects, pain and gain, growth and downfall, profit and loss. Next question. Keeping in mind that your decision will be relevant for a period of time only, after how long do you think you may need to review your decision again? As we discussed earlier, any decision cannot be universal. So, what do you think? After how long you should rethink about your decision? Or you have just considered that my decision will be right for always? If it was, change it now. Ask the question to yourself, after how long you're supposed to review your decision? Next question, please. After you decided, now remember the time when you decided your decision. As soon as you decided, now think about that moment. Were you experiencing happiness or you were experiencing fear immediately after you decided? Immediately after you decided, you were happy or you had a fear in your mind background? Next question, please. If a chance given to you to reconsider everything, would you like to change your decision? Now, you decided earlier, everything is done. Say, for example, I will give you one time machine. Go back to that time. Do you want to change your decision? Okay. Now, close your eyes. I'm not saying your decision was right or wrong. I'm just giving you a mirror. Think about what you decided earlier. There is some time crossed after your decision, and you are here right now. Now, most of you know that it was right or wrong decision, or it was painful or accurate decision. You came till here, till today. For next time, when you have to decide on such big subject, would you like to take a different approach? Or you were taking the same, what approach you took earlier, same approach you'll be working again. Promise yourself, next time I will decide with a different approach. Deep, breathe deeply, twice or thrice. Make deep breathing. Keep your eyes closed. Now just allow yourself to feel you are a tiny point of light in the middle of forehead. You are receiving God's light from the sky, God's light falling on you. It's all golden light coming from infinity. Your whole body is under a shower of God's light. You are a tiny star in the middle of forehead. Now, just allow God's light to enter in you. Absorb this golden light in you without any questions, without any feelings. Just absorb God's light. You know, it will work like a homeopathy medicine. As God's light going in, you are getting a clarity of thoughts inside. Open your eyes. Just relax. Breathe in and out. Come back. Come back. This is it for today. I will say the number of time I visualize that I am receiving God's light. I am a light. I am receiving God's light in me. That number of times I am making myself stronger, clear, more spiritual towards righteousness. Righteousness is my real nature, and that will help you to decide for your reality. Hmm? We'll come back to you tomorrow again to cover the half of this topic after after decision, because the real game starts after decision. Once I decided, maybe I did that. I decided and I did. And then there is a whole sequence of things that started. All those things we'll talk tomorrow. Thank you so much.